Eric, are you there? We need to talk. Why did I only get $5 for this month's child support payment? What's going on? You promised to send me $200 a month. Are you in some kind of trouble? This is your duty as a father, so I'd appreciate if you'd stop screwing me around and actually pay the amount you said you would.
Sup, Joanne? I'm guessing you checked your bank balance.
Duh. Why do you think I'm messaging you? We might have been divorced for 5 years now, but that doesn't change the fact that you're Fonzie's father, and it doesn't change the fact that you have obligations to fulfill to him. If you don't start fulfilling those obligations properly, you and I are going to have issues.
No heckin' way. This ain't fair at all. It's not like I'm the one raising Fonzie, is it? Why should I give you all that money for him when I'm hardly even involved? I only see him a few times a month. It makes no sense for me to pay that much.
Excuse me? Are you for real right now?
To be honest, I thought it was bullcrap from the get-go, but I ignored my better judgment and carried on paying the full amount for years because I was scared you'd stop playing games with visitation rights. But you know what? I'm not going to take it anymore. $5 a month is more than enough child support money. You're the one who divorced me. Raising the kid is your responsibility.
Oh my God, Eric, are you being serious right now? Are you actually being serious right now? You genuinely believe $5 child support a month is enough?
Are you dumb? This ain't a question of whether it's enough or not. This is a question of why the heck I have any obligation to pay you child support in the first place, considering you're the one who divorced me.
I divorced you because you cheated on me, you doofus. Jesus, do you want us to drag all that old crap up again? Besides, the child support money isn't for me. The clue's in the name. It's for Fonzie. He has a right to that money. You're supposed to be paying $200 a month in child support to fulfill your obligations as Fonzie's father.
What's the point? If you're the one who spends it, I don't see how it's helping Fonzie. You're just using him as a tool to get your grubby mitts on my cash.
What am I supposed to do? Give it to him? He's 7 years old, you idiot! You've been paying me the money into a bank account I made especially for this purpose for the last 5 years. I spend all of it on Fonzie with utmost consideration for his needs at all times.
I wonder, are you really telling the truth? I'm not convinced. You hear stories all the time about struggling single mothers spending all their kids' child support on themselves. It wouldn't surprise me one heckin' bit if that turned out you were doing the same thing. Single mothers are all the same, after all. Everyone knows you're a blight on society.
Wow, because that's not prejudiced. Jesus, Eric, you're unreal. Fine, if you don't trust me, how about I show you my receipts? I've been keeping everything just in case you ever complained about this exact kind of thing, so if you want to see them, I'm ready.
I ain't got the time to look at your frickin' receipts. Do I look like a bank clerk? Look, the bottom line is, the child support payments will be going down to $5 a month from here on out. That will be all.
Oh, no you don't. Wait a sec. You don't just get to decide the conversation's over when I'm not done speaking to you. We made an official agreement at the time of the divorce, so you don't have the right to reduce the payments without my consent. You sent me another $5 again this month. Eric, you seriously need to cut this crap out. If you insist on continuing with this absurd behavior, I'll have no choice but to take extreme measures.
What's that supposed to mean? You wouldn't be able to take an extreme measure if it hit you in the face.
Oh, you really think so? Well, then go ahead and try me. It means speaking to my lawyer again and having it arranged that the money be taken from you through other means, such as, I don't know, having it seized directly out of your salary.
Directly seized? Sorry, babe, but that ain't gonna happen.
What makes you so sure?
Yeah, that's a personal question, and a severe invasion of my privacy, so I'm sorry, sugar tits, but I can't answer that.
You have a warped view on rights when you can't answer a simple question, but have no issue with denying your son the right to his child support.
Like I said, I'm not the one raising the brat, so you should be grateful you're even getting $5.
If there are circumstances making it difficult for you to pay the full amount, then you should just say so. If you have something going on in your life that can't be helped, then I'd be willing to consider a temporary reduction. But we're never going to go anywhere if you keep playing these stupid games with me.
Circumstances? Nah. It's plain sailing on my end, babe. The bottom line is the child support payments will be continuing at $5 a month forever. See ya.
Hey, wait! Hey, Joanne, it's been a while. It's Eric's sister, Anna. Huh? Anna? I hope you're doing okay. Sure, I'm alright. I hope you're doing okay, too. Things sure were chaotic back while the divorce was going on. Thanks so much for having my back then, babe. You really have no idea how much it meant to me. It's fine, really. The whole thing was all my idiot brother's fault to begin with, so of course I was gonna have your back. Anyway, about why I messaged you today. My idiot brother wouldn't happen to have done anything else idiotic lately, would he? How do you mean? For example, anything to do with the child support? Well, actually, now that you mention it, God damn it. I'm impressed. You always were pretty darn perceptive, Anna. Would you mind telling me exactly what he's doing? All right, well, starting last month, he took it upon himself to reduce the child support payments to $5 a month. $5? It was supposed to be $200 a month, right? Right. Up until last month, we never really spoke at all, but he'd been paying me the full $200 on time every month without issue. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he boldly declares that he's reducing it to $5 a month without going through any official procedures, without going through my lawyer, and completely without my consent. Wow, I see. Did something happen on your end? How did you know something was going on? Well, I'm not sure exactly how to tell you this, but here's what happened. I'm not sure whether it was my mom or my dad, but anyway, up until recently, one of them had been dragging my lazy-ass brother to the bank every month. That way, they could confirm beyond any doubt that he was, in fact, paying the child support like he was supposed to. Wow, really? Yes. Damn. So they've been going out of their way to help me behind the scenes these last 5 years? I feel kind of guilty. Wait, what do you mean, until recently? Well, my mom and dad were involved in a car accident the day before last month's child support payment. Oh my God, no way! Are they both okay? They're a little scratched, bruised, and shaken up, but there's no danger to their lives. They're both staying in hospital for the time being, but the doctors are pretty confident they won't suffer any ill effects from the accident. Phew, well, I'm really pleased to hear that. However, the problem is, my mom and dad being stuck in hospital beds means there's no one to supervise my idiot brother and make sure he paid the child support. I'd love to help out if I could, but I live a long way away with my husband, so it'd be difficult for me to take over in my parents' absence. I see. So Eric's sudden $5 a month declaration is actually him taking advantage of the situation with your mom and dad's car accident? I'm so sorry, Anna. I know this is probably the last thing you needed on your plate. Whoa, now, take that back. You don't have a thing to apologize for, babe. I finally understand what's happening now. Thanks so much for letting me know. Don't mention it. Anyway, as for what we do next, my mom and dad said they want to speak to you about something. Huh? Me? What could it be? I can only apologize in advance for the inconvenience, but would you mind heading down to the Herbert Hoover General Hospital to see them on your next day off? I'll cover your transportation costs and your hotel if you need to stay the night. Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about that. I can cover everything. Eric won't be at the hospital when I arrive, will he? No, of course not. All right. Well, in that case, I'll head down to see them on Sunday, and they can talk to me about whatever they want then. Sunday? All right. Got it. I'll let you know my time of arrival closer to the day. Great. Thanks a bunch, Joanne. Sorry again for the trouble.
Hey, Joanne, remember how you were bitching and whining about my $5 a month child support contributions? Well, it just so happens I have some good news to announce. I'm willing to bump it back up to $200 a month. If you marry me again.
I take it that means you'll only be putting $200 into the household every month?
You're working. What's wrong with that? $200 is more than enough.
Not even close. Be honest, Eric. The only reason you're messaging me with this crap is because you got fired recently and are currently juggling several part-time jobs in an attempt to make up for the massive blow that got dealt to your income.
Huh?
Besides, you're nothing but talk. It's always the same with you. I bet you'd stop contributing even the $200 once you got comfortable.
No way. That's not true.
How can I trust anything you say? Your word means nothing ever since you broke your promise on the child support and took it upon yourself to drop it down to $5 a month. I mean, why did you get it? You're in a desperate financial situation and will stop at nothing to claw back any money you can. You used your parents' car accident as an opportunity to reduce the child support payments to the paltry sum of $5 a month. Now you have the nerve to say you'll bump it back up to $200 if I remarry you? Does your arrogance know no bounds? Was this the plan all along? To try and make me suffer by cutting the payments before giving me an in to get the money back by marrying you again so you could leech off me and do nothing around the house all day just like the good old days? I'm sure that had your plot succeeded, you would have done your utmost to force me to work more hours than ever before to fund your pathetic, worthless existence.
No way. It's not like that.
There was just one little problem with your master plan. I make far too much money for cutting the child support to make me desperate enough to marry you again.
Seriously? Huh. Wait a sec. How the hell do you know so much about my situation?
Wow, you noticed. Maybe you're not as much of a pea-brained moron as I thought you were. Anyway, you'll have to excuse me. I just arrived at the hospital to visit your parents.
What?
I'm with your sister, Anna.
What the heck is going on?
She told me all about the situation with your mom and dad, and suddenly your crazy behavior surrounding the child support suddenly makes perfect sense.
Oh my God. What the heck? You're all ganging up on me behind my back.
Stick your child support payments up your ass.
Wow. Really? You mean I don't have to pay?
Yep.
Like seriously? Like, really, really, really?
The downside is that you'll never see your son Fonzie again. But as long as that's fine with you, we can go ahead with 0 child support.
Sure. Yeah, that works for me. Okay. Let's do it. Yeehaw!
Understood. Your mom and dad will fill you in on the rest.
Woohoo! Talk about hitting the frickin' jackpot. My life is about to get so much easier. Hey, bitch. Is that what you meant by me not having to pay child support anymore? My goddamn parents agreed to give Fonzie my frickin' inheritance money in return? Give me back my money. Now.
It's not your money anymore.
But it should have been mine. It belonged to me originally. Tell Fonzie to waive his right to the inheritance.
It's too late, Eric. The procedures have already begun.
Not my problem. Undo it. Now. Tell Fonzie to relinquish his right to the inheritance now.
He's a 7-year-old child.
Age has nothing to do with this, bitch.
Why not use this as an opportunity to self-reflect instead of swearing at me like some demented old man? This obviously would never have happened if you hadn't been such a blithering moron that you thought it was actually acceptable to reduce the child support payments to $5 a month.
Yeah, my money. My money!
Anyway, don't you have bigger things to worry about right now?
What are you talking about?
Isn't the young girl at your workplace filing charges against you for stalking her?
Huh?
I got a phone call from her parents explaining how the middle-aged dad at the milkshake cafe where their daughter works has been following her home and loitering outside their house with a pair of binoculars every day. They were worried taking you to court and potentially having you thrown in jail might have negative consequences for our son, but I assured them you have nothing to do with Fonzie and that my fiancé has plans to adopt him soon.
What? Your fiancé? You've been cheating on me this whole time?
I met him after we divorced. Don't lump me in the same category of a scumbag as you.
What, did you just call me bitch?
This is the last time we'll ever speak, because I'm going to block you very soon.
Huh?
I kept you unblocked in case we ever needed to discuss Fonzie, but it looks like there's no danger of that anymore.
Hey, wait, no.
Like I just told you, I have plans to get married soon. An irritating jerk making my phone blow up with notifications is the last thing I need on my plate when I have a wedding to plan. If you desperately need to discuss something with me, you're welcome to contact me through the lawyer we used during the divorce.
Joanne, you listen here, bitch. Who the fuck do you think you are?
All right, I think it's time to block you now. Apparently, Eric tried to launch an assault on his mom and dad's hospital ward after that. But they could read their son like a book, and they'd already requested that hospital security refuse him entry in advance. Hilariously, he walked away gritting his teeth after vainly huffing and puffing at them until the hospital director came out and threatened to call the police. Unbeknownst to him, Eric's dad had been going through the procedures to sell their house ever since he found out about the stunt he pulled with the child support. By the time he found out, the house was already sold. With that, Eric was officially homeless. However, he still had a major problem. He had to come up with the compensation he now owed the girl he'd been stalking at work. In a stroke of miraculous luck, he managed to land himself a job at a factory where the manager agreed to let him live inside a storage shed on the premises. It may seem like things were going surprisingly well for my ex-husband, given the circumstances, but that was where his luck ran out and his nightmare began. It turned out the factory he landed a job at was notorious for exploiting its employees. He's currently working like a dog to pay back all of the debt he owes. Last I heard, his power-tripping manager only lets him sleep in the shed for 4 hours per day, forcing him to work the other 20 without breaks. I know it sounds rough, but look on the bright side. At least he's too busy to bug me anymore. It really is true what they say, huh? What goes around comes around, so be nice, folks.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Good afternoon, Wyatt. How's it going? Is now a good time?
Hey Rachel, I'm good, thanks. What's up?
So first, there's something I want to talk to you about. Then, I have a favor to ask you.
I don't mind, but my break's gonna be over soon, and I don't want the boss to give me a hard time, so make it quick, okay? It's been a real pain in my backside this past week.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, honey. Okay, short and sweet it is. So, my friend invited me on holiday to Guam.
Guam?
We'll be gone for a week from Sunday the week after next. I was wondering if I could ask you to do something for me while I'm gone. There's no way I can leave our little boy home alone for a week. He's only 7.
Oh, right. I see. Well, I do just so happen to be working remotely that entire week, so it won't exactly be a problem. Still though, isn't this all a bit sudden? It would have really helped if you gave me a little more notice.
I know, I'm sorry, hun. My friend was actually supposed to be going with her sister, but she pulled out on short notice due to some urgent business and left her with a spare hotel reservation. She asked me if I'd step in to save the day.
Oh, I see. You know what? I actually think it's good to go away for a break every now and then. It should do you good. Sure thing. Leave everything at home to me. Spread your wings and fly.
Oh, I'm so relieved to hear you say that, babe. Thanks a bunch. All right, I'm gonna head down to the mall to buy some holiday essentials. Good luck with work. I hope the boss eases off on you. Thanks again, Wyatt. You're a star.
Don't mention it. Catch you later, babe.
Hey there, Wyatt. Long time no see. You busy?
Huh? Indigo? No kidding. It's been ages. What's my adventurous globe-trotting sister doing messaging me out of the blue like this? How's life abroad treating ya? You used to it over there yet? Must have been a lot to take in at first.
For sure. It took some time to adjust. I guess I am getting used to it now, though, little by little. Putting that aside for the moment, there's something important I need to discuss with you.
Something important? What is it?
Listen, I'm in Guam this week for my friend's wedding.
Wow, really? You'll never believe it, but my wife Rachel is there now too. What a coincidence. She got a surprise invite from her friend and they flew off yesterday. So they're probably off adventuring the jungle or something as we speak.
Uh-oh. I was hoping you wouldn't say that. So it was Rachel after all.
No way. Did you see her? Is the world really that small?
Yes. I saw her, but in the worst way possible.
The worst way possible? Wait, is she okay?
You just said she went with her friend, right?
Yeah, why?
That friend is a guy.
Huh?
Look, Wyatt, this isn't going to be pleasant, and there's no nice way for me to say this, but is there a chance your wife might be having an affair and went on holiday with her lover?
Rachel, cheating on me. Is that what you're saying? No way, this can't be.
They seemed, how to put this, extremely familiar with one another. I don't just mean as friends. Watching them together was like watching a pair of loved-up teenagers. Anyone would think they were boyfriend and girlfriend. I wouldn't be messaging you like this if I wasn't certain, and I'm so sorry to have to be the one to tell you this, but I'm dead sure that's what's going on.
Wow, I see.
I panicked and I didn't know what to do, so I just took out my phone and started taking pictures while they weren't looking. You can see their faces pretty clearly. I'll send them to you soon.
I'm sorry to trouble you like this, sis.
Don't be silly. You're the last person who should be apologizing. I need Wi-Fi access to contact you here, so I can't reach you 24/7, but rest assured, if I find out anything else, I'll message you ASAP. Try not to worry, okay?
Okay, got it. Thanks for this. I'm really lucky to have a sister like you.
Wyatt, is now a good time?
Hey, Indigo, sure. Go on, let me hear it.
So Rachel's Reprehensible Rendezvous Part 2 just came out.
Go on. What did you find out?
Turns out, Rachel and the guy she's staying with are staying in the same hotel as me.
Seriously?
Yes, and that's not all. My friend, the one whose wedding I came to in Guam for, just so happens to be staying on the same floor as them. I asked her a few carefully worded questions in a roundabout way, hoping to shed some light on the whole thing. It's just as I suspected. Apparently, they're staying together in the same room, and the way she described the noises coming through those walls, it could only be one thing.
I see.
Wyatt, are you okay?
Huh?
There was no way I could just find all this out and do nothing, but at the same time, this must be an enormous shock for you.
Yeah, in a sense. Don't get me wrong. At first I thought I was going to lose it for a moment. The blood rushed to my head. I saw red and I almost booked a flight to Guam myself. But this morning I remembered something.
You remembered something. What?
I calmed down after doing a little digging and confirming my suspicions about the thing I remembered, so I'm feeling pretty level-headed now. Suddenly, everything makes sense. If anything, I'm thinking coolly and calmly about how I'm going to deal with my deceitful traitor of a wife when she flies back to the States.
I see. I'm flying back home today, so I won't be able to keep an eye on her like I have been doing anymore. I hope that's not a problem.
Sure, of course not. You've done more than enough, sis. I feel nothing but gratitude for what you've done for me. When I started digging myself, I was able to come up with heaps of evidence of the affair right from the comfort of the house here in Florida. To think people hire investigators for this kind of thing, I barely even had to try.
Huh? What do you mean? Like, what kind of evidence?
Her lover is none other than the husband of one of her friends and fellow moms from kindergarten.
Seriously?
His name's Paul. You might want to grab a sick bucket for this one, but apparently her pet name for him is Pollykins, and he calls her his Rachy Boo. It's hard to believe my own wife, a married woman with a little boy, would behave so deplorably. I can't even begin to imagine what drove her to this. She must have lost her mind. As for the proof, how long have you got? There's enough here to settle the divorce 100 times over.
Go on then. What did you find?
Before I tell you, you sure you got time? You don't have to rush to board the plane or anything, right?
I really should start moving now, actually, so you're gonna have to leave me hanging for a little while. Spill the beans when I land, okay? I'll message you as soon as I can.
Sure thing. Safe flight, Sits.
Hey, Maya, honey, I'm back. I just arrived at the station. Guam was simply amazing. What a beautiful country.
Welcome home. By the way, Rachel, there is a little something I need to ask you about.
What is it?
Who was the friend you went to Guam with? I can't remember if you told me or not.
Huh? Oh, it was just an old classmate from back in high school. We used to be best friends.
Man? Woman?
Obviously she's a woman. What do you take me for? Jeez, Wyatt, what are you like? Why do you ask? Wait, you don't suspect me of something, do you?
You tell me. Hypothetically, if I did suspect you of something, what do you think it might be? You know, if you had to take a wild guess.
Having an affair? Or something? Judging from the way you asked me, I wonder if maybe you suspect me of cheating on you?
Forget suspicion. Try definitive proof.
Huh? Definitive proof? What are you talking about? Oh my god, what?
This guy's one of your friend's husband, right? I've met him a few times myself, so I know his face.
Wait, how the hell do you have this photo? This should be impossible. What did you do? Did you go sniffing around behind my back?
Oopsie, looks like you're forgetting something.
What? Forgetting what?
It must have been 3 years ago now. Remember that time your phone was running out of space and you asked me to back up all the photos on it? Well, I used my immeasurable technical genius to upload everything to the cloud with my second computer. Naturally, being the one who uploaded them, I still have admin rights to all the folders.
You still have the photos from way back then?
To be honest, I totally forgot about them myself, but when I received word of what was transpiring in Guam, I remembered the photos and wondered if I might be able to find something conclusive. I fetched my old dusty computer from the attic and checked out what was actually in those albums. Lo and behold, I hit the jackpot. Well, that might be a strange way of describing a collection of thousands of pictures, your wife performing lewd acts with another man, but sure enough, I had all the proof I could have wished for. And such variety. The stuff in the pics ranged from the mild to the extreme to the downright bizarre. I didn't even know some of those positions were possible. I was grateful in a sense. It was really nice of you to save me the trouble of investigating myself or hiring someone by providing me with mountains of evidence like that.
Wait a second, no! This is all big misunderstanding.
Huh? In what way? How could the contents of these photos possibly be misunderstood?
You got this all wrong. Those photos aren't what you think.
Oh yeah? How's that?
I did this for you, baby. Listen, there's a perfectly logical explanation for all this. Just hear me out. So there was this guy who kept coming on to me at work, right? Now, I know how busy you are, and I didn't want to cause you any unnecessary worry. But I thought if he realized I was married, he'd back off. So I asked Paul if he'd take a few pictures with me pretending to be my husband. Then I sent them to the guys so he'd get the message and leave me alone. That's why we took all those photos. Oh, you silly Billy. You didn't think they were real, did you? I can see why you might think we went a little too far in some of them, but I figured if we didn't look genuine, the creep at work wouldn't believe me. I get this might be hard for you to believe, and I know it's a lot to take in, but don't you think instantly assuming I'm cheating on you like this is a little horrible?
Interesting. How do you explain this then?
What? How?
You've always had a habit of taking screenshots of your favorite messages, right? Turns out you were doing it with lover boys' messages too, voluntarily leaving behind evidence of your misdeeds like this really saved me a ton of hassle.
Wait, no. You got it all wrong again. We did this on purpose so I can screenshot it and send it to that creepy guy who kept coming on to me at work. It was all an act.
Have you even read the stuff in the screenshot?
Huh? What do you mean?
Your creepy colleague story doesn't really hold up against Paul asking you things like, does your husband know about us? Does it? He's too much of a moron to figure it out. No matter how many times I read it, the message is loud and clear. We're having an affair, and we're proud of it.
No, but I want you to know it wasn't Paul who I went on holiday to Guam with. It really was one of my girlfriends, I promise. What? Seriously?
I can't wait to see your swimsuit. Stop it, you spicy love devil. Is this how you talk with your female friends? Oh yeah, that's funny. You also seem to be calling them Paulykins too. Is your girlfriend's name Paul?
No, well, it was all an act. How many times do I have to tell you? That was just Paul pulling on an act to try and help me get rid of that creepy guy at work.
I see.
Being accused of cheating over something as innocent as this is the last thing I expected. I'm honestly heartbroken you think that about me, Wyatt.
So, just to be clear about this, are you saying the contents of these messages doesn't constitute cheating?
Obviously they don't.
Okay, how about this one? Is this cheating? This one's from Guam, right?
What? How?
The date, time, and place are all included in the file data, so there's no way you're worming your way out of this one.
Wait, hang on a sec. Did we even take any photos like that? I'm sure we didn't. Who took this? What the hell? Were we being followed or something? This is so creepy. This makes no sense. How did you...
I forgot to tell you, but this isn't one of the photos I got from your phone. It came from a third party, shall we say.
Huh? Who?
You're never going to believe this, because it really is the mother of all coincidences. But my sister happened to be in Guam at the exact same time and place as you and your lover boy.
Indigo! She was there too?
The photo I sent just now is one of the ones she took. In fact, it was thanks to her that I even had any idea this was going on in the first place.
No. Hold on just 1 second. Shouldn't your sister be in Australia right now? I thought she moved down under for work.
She was in Guam to go to her friend's wedding when she saw you. Don't you think she did a good job? Your faces couldn't be more visible. This is about as good as anything a pro photographer could come up with in my book.
Oh my god, this can't be real. That photo should not exist.
What's wrong? Are you sad because you ran out of excuses?
I didn't make any excuses. Wyatt, please.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot to tell you. I told Polykin's wife everything.
You didn't! Tell me you're lying, please. He'll be furious with me.
Did you really think anyone was getting out of this without facing the consequences? You reap what you sow, and that goes for you both. No matter how love drunk you might be, surely you're not naive enough to think I was going to let his poor wife continue being deceived by a lying, cheating scumbag like him. On that note, it just so happens that she's already done filing for divorce and it's going through court as we speak. She moves fast, huh? Apparently, she ordered the entire contents of Polykin's savings account as compensation for his unfaithfulness. Oh yeah, and on the subject of compensation, it's also looking like you're going to owe me a hefty sum real soon.
Paul's wife filed for divorce already? Compensation? Lord, give me strength.
While you two were off smooching like loved-up teenagers and frolicking in the sand in Guam, me and her were making all sorts of preparations for the rest of our lives.
Oh my god. I never thought it would get out like this. Not now.
Regardless of however or whenever it got out, it was always going to come to this, and you'd have to be an idiot to think otherwise. Anyway, listen up, and listen good. You need to stay away from this house. Do not come home under any circumstances. I had all your belongings sent to your parents' house, so you have nothing to come back for anyway.
What the hell? You did what? No, you didn't. Did you tell my parents about this?
Obviously I did.
No! How could you? You had no right. Don't you know how strict my mom and dad are about this kind of thing? They're fundamentalist Christians, for crying out loud. They'll frickin' disown me because of you.
Oh, so you're saying you did what you did knowing full well how disgusted your parents would be with you when they found out. You really are beyond saving. Pathetic.
Stop it! What a horrible thing to say.
I don't think it's horrible at all. In fact, I think it's the perfect way to describe you. Anyway, there's no point in continuing this conversation, and to be honest, I feel sick just thinking about you, so any and all correspondence between us will be had through our lawyers from now on.
No, wait! No!
Goodbye. After I blocked her, my soon-to-be ex-wife had no choice but to move back in with her parents, where, just as predicted, she was met with nothing but unbridled rage, disgust, and contempt. In a torrent of righteous fury, her dad ordered her to sign the divorce papers and pay my compensation immediately, even if it meant going into debt, and swore in the Bible he'd force her to repent for what she'd done. A week later, the amount written on the compensation claim I sent her was paid into my bank account in full, and the divorce papers, complete with my wife's signatures, were sent off. Apparently, when she told her parents she'd done all of the above, they disowned her and booted her out of the house without a moment's hesitation. Last I heard, she's currently juggling several jobs in a desperate attempt to pay off her debts while living in a run-down old apartment on the outskirts of town. Naturally, I won custody of our son. He sure is a bright one. It turns out he actually knew his mom had been doing things she shouldn't have been. Isn't it funny how kids pick up on these things? When his grandpa asked him who he wanted to live with, he took a firm stance, folded his arms, and declared boldly and resolutely, "I want to live with my daddy." When I heard about what he said, with a tear in my eye, I resolved to love, to cherish, and to give him the most amazing upbringing a little boy could ever have. Here's to our future.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.